learned circumference, the other application with circles is finding area. So your learning target, you can calculate and apply area of circles. Meaning you're going to be able to work backwards with the area of a circle as well. Area means you fill the inside. So it's everything inside of a circle. The formula for area is pi r squared. This means pi times r squared. And the order of operations tells you that you do exponents before you multiply. So you need to go r squared times it by pi. Okay, according to PEMDAS, that's what you do. Maybe write yourself a note that you always need radius. If you're given diameter, if you have the whole diameter, you're going to have to manipulate it because you have to always have the radius is what you will need. Okay, so let's work it. Find the area of the following circles if it had a radius of 5. So I'm just going to write my formula down again, pi r squared. Area is pi r squared. So if my radius is 5, then my area is equal to 5 squared times pi. Oh, I forgot. We want to find exact area, and we're going to want to round our area. You have to know how to do both. So our exact, if you remember from circumference, exact means leave pi. Round means use 3.14. So this is really 25 pi, and I'm done. Whatever the units are. This would be units squared, because area is a square dimension. Our rounded one would be 25 times 3.14. And notice I used my exact to help me with my round. So I went from exact and I knew pi was 3.14 and just kind of plugged that in. 25 times 3.14 is 78.5 units squared is the area of the circle. Okay, the next one, my diameter is 20. Well, I don't want diameter, I want radius. So if my diameter is 20, that means if it's 20 all the way across, I only want half of that. I only want a radius, so my radius is 10. And then I use pi r squared, so you have exact and rounded. Exact, you leave pi, round, 3.14. So my exact one is radius squared times it by pi. So 10 squared times it by pi, which is 100 pi. And this would be square units. That's exact. Rounded is 100 times 3.14. 314 squared units. Okay, so you have to do both today. I'm going to ask you for exact measurement and rounded measurement. So you're going to have to make sure to apply them both. The next one, r is 1.3. So I already have my r. I can just apply the formula. Let's do exact first. So pi r squared. So 1.3 squared times pi, which is 1.69 pi. And that is my exact square units. And my rounded would be to use 3.14. So 1.69 times 3.14 is 5.3 rounded. 5.31, 31 squared units. Okay, last part of symbol, and then you have to have a radius for area. Have to. Okay, so the last part, in order to apply area of circles, that means you need to be able to work backwards if you need to. So, if we want to find dimensions given area, we use algebra, also known as work backwards. So I'm going to show you the algebra way at first, and then I'll show you the plug-in method that I just plug into my calculator second. Okay, what is the approximate diameter of a circle that has an area of 102 square centimeters? So the first thing you do is always plug in with algebra if you're an algebra kind of person. Area is pi r squared. So this 102 goes here, and 3.14 will go in for my pi. So it's 102 equals 3.14 r squared. Just plugging in what I know. What I know is my area, and what I know, pi is 3.14. Now I can divide by 3.14, and that will isolate my r. So 102 divided by 3.14 is rounded to 32.5. I'm just going to round to the 10th here. So r squared is equal to 32.5. I just randomly rounded to the 10th. That's how did I get that, if you're wondering? What I did, I divided this by 3.14, and then I divided the other side by 3.14. That's how I got that. But r is not alone. This is not my radius. This is the square of my radius. So what is the opposite operation from squaring? Not dividing. Square root. So r equals the square root of 32.5. So the square root of 32.5 is 5.7 rounded. So r equals 5.7. I am not done. That's why I box off what they want me to find. They want me to find diameter. So my diameter is 5.7 plus another 5.7, which is, what does that turn into?
11.4.
11.4 centimeters. Okay, so that's algebra. Algebra will get you there. I'll just kind of show you how I work fast through this. What is the approximate radius? So I'm looking for a radius of a circle that has an area of 98. So I write my formula. I always do it. I've been doing this a long time. I always write my formula because that helps me know how to work backwards, especially with triangles. I always write your formula. That will guide you in how to work backwards. So here I have 98. Instead of timesing by pi, the backwards thing would be to divide by pi. Divide by 3.14. Then I figure that out. 98 divided by 3.14 is 31.2?
Yeah. Sure.
Because since I rounded that one to the 10th, might as well round this one to the 10th. So this is 31.2. I didn't do all my backwards yet. I did the backwards of timesing by pi. Now I need to do the backwards of squaring. So then I'm going to take the square root of 31.2, and you get 5.6. R equals 5.6. So I keep the formula there. My eyes go back to it and say, did I do the backwards thing yet? Instead of timesing by pi, divide by pi. Instead of squaring, take the square root. Okay, and the last one for the day, if we have, what is the approximate diameter of a circle that has an area of 54? So I like to write my formula down so I know what I need to work backwards with. And then instead of timesing by pi, I divide by pi. That's going to give me something. That gives me 17.2 rounded. Keeping on with the tenth, since that's what I tend to do. And then now, so I did the backwards thing of timesing by pi. Now I have to do the backwards of squaring. So I need to take the square root of 17.2. And that is 4.1. But then my eyes look back. What did they want me to find? They wanted me to find diameter. So I have my radius. That means I need to double it for my diameter. So my diameter is 4.1 plus 4.1, 8.2 centimeters. And I forgot to label that one too. There you go. That's how you do area. Key thing, exact, you leave pi. So on this front page, the exact, we always left pi as it was. Round, we use 3.14. You always need R for area. And then working backwards, you just write the formula out and then do the opposite operation.